Morning, week 3, day 5 of our New Testament in a Year Bible reading plan, and Mark chapter 15. It details really the last moments of Christ's life, from being presented to Pilate through his death and burial. I'd encourage you to read this. It seems pretty straightforward. Some things that struck me, and I don't know what they mean a lot, but Pilate, in verse 5, Jesus made no further answer to Pilate. It says, so that Pilate was amazed. So that concept there, and in verse 44, when Joseph came to ask for Jesus's body, Joseph of Arimathea came. It says in verse 44, Pilate was surprised to hear. And whether this is tied together or not, but it seems there's some sense of awe portrayed through Pilate. And like I said, don't know if that's related or meaningful or not. I just found it, this sense of wonder, different with Pilate, a non-Jew, than with many of the disciples, not the disciples, but many of the Jews that were calling for Jesus' death. There seems to be a big deal on the time. In verse 25 was the third hour when they crucified him. Sixth hour comes and darkness overtakes, and the ninth hour is kind of when Jesus dies. My Bible says that would be 9 a.m. Is the third hour, noon is the sixth hour, and 3 p.m. is the ninth hour. I don't have time really to dig into how those hours perhaps tied to Passover and all that, but Mark certainly emphasizes those times. And two remarkable things happen upon Jesus' death. One was an earthquake, a supernatural occurrence. And two, the curtain, in verse 38, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. And as we think about the curtain of the temple and the significance of that being torn, the curtain is what separated man from approaching God. So upon Jesus' death, that barrier is taken away. So the curtain is torn in two, is no longer necessary. That because of Jesus' death, we have access to God through Jesus. So certainly a very interesting thing. Without a doubt, with the earthquake and with this curtain, would have been humongous signs to the people at that point. So much so that the centurion that was standing and saw how Christ died said this truly was the Son of God. And I guess that's what Mark is really trying to portray, that Jesus truly was and is the Son of God. And that's, I'm hoping, what we all take away from this chapter as we read about his death. I hope you're able to read it and reflect. Chapter 16 tomorrow we'll wrap up. I'll talk about this on Monday. We'll wrap up our book of Mark, and I believe we then move into Acts. So have a great day. It is terribly, bitterly cold out there, so be safe, be warm, and God bless.